Greetings, and thank you for watching this edition of How to Be a Vendor. In this video, we'll be talking specifically about the Formal Invitation for Bid IFB process and how you as the vendor will participate by submitting your electronic quote. My name is Tom, and I'll be your trainer for this block of instruction. The IFB process is the process that most vendors are already familiar with. Going out to the Illinois Procurement Bulletin and finding your solicitation, then downloading the different documents, and submitting your bid by mail. Bidbuy will operate much in the same way, but with a process aimed to encourage electronic responses and minimize the use of paper. As a vendor, there are two different ways that you would find out about possible solicitations. The first and most common is notification by system-generated email. And the second, you can always go out to the Bidbuy homepage and search for solicitation opportunities by clicking on the Open Bids link. In this video, we will look at the first option. So let's go ahead and get on our computer.
You've got mail.
We have just received a system-generated email from Bidbuy for an invitation for bid for materials to build a baseball field in Springfield, Illinois. In the email, we find some general information about this bid and a link to follow that will take us to the Bidbuy website where we will log in and then pull up the bid. We can see what agency sent us the bid and who our point of contact is. We can also see what the bid short description is as well as the reference number. This will be important after we log in so that we can find the correct bid. So let's go ahead and follow the link to the Bidbuy website. You can also navigate there by opening your internet browser and typing the following address: https://www.bidbuy.illinois.gov/bso. Once you have successfully navigated to the Bidbuy homepage, by either clicking on the link from the email or by typing the address into your browser's address bar, you will need to scroll to the bottom of the page and log in with your Bidbuy credentials. You will now be brought to your vendor homepage within Bidbuy. You will want to ensure that you are in the seller role and not the seller admin role. This is denoted by the tabs at the top right-hand corner. From the home screen of the seller role, you want to select the tab labeled Bids. You will then see a set of headers that aid in organizing your bids based on their status. A new bid opportunity, like the one that we have just received, will show up in the Open Bids section. Scroll through the bids that show up here and find the one you're looking for. Now, click on the bid number hyperlink or Create Quote hyperlink. Either one will take us to the Acknowledge Receipt and View Solicitation page for the bid. Note: this is only the case the first time you open the bid. At the bottom, you will see a Yes and No button. Once you select the Yes button, the solicitation opens up. If the bid has previously been acknowledged, and now there are bid amendments, you will be asked to acknowledge those too. When bid amendments are required to be acknowledged, they will show up in the Bids/Bid Amendments Unacknowledged section on the Bids tab. Acknowledge in Bidbuy simply means that you have read that item and confirm that you have received it. This will also time date stamp when this action occurs for state users to see. With that said, let's go back to the Bids tab screen from the home page. You should see the reference number listed here with the option to create your quote. Selecting the bid number hyperlink will take you to the bid summary with the option to create a quote at the bottom of the screen. Whereas clicking on the link Create will open the new quote page. Either direction takes us to the same desired place, the new quote page. From here, we are going to work left to right across the tabs and top to bottom on each tab, ensuring we don't miss any mandatory fields. The first tab is the General tab. On the General tab, you have the ability to name your quote, i.e., Tom Brady and Company, baseball field quote, May 2017. I recommend using the name of the bid combined with your company name and the date. This will help you better organize later. Everything else is self-explanatory and/or not needed. You must click Save and Continue before moving on to the next tab. Remember to always click the Save and Continue button before moving on to something else. Next is the Items tab, and where you will annotate your price quotes. The Items tab will show you all the items on the bid with abbreviated item descriptions. To see full item descriptions, you will need to select the green item number hyperlink. If there are required questions for you to answer, they may be on each individual item page. You can enter your price quote by simply clicking in the item's corresponding unit cost field and type in your price quote. You should then use the Tab key on your keyboard to select the next editable field to have the system automatically calculate your subtotal. Continue filling in each editable field per your quote. Also, if you as the vendor don't have exactly what the state is asking for, you may submit your price quote with an alternate description, i.e., the state is looking for a case of 36, but you only offer a case of 24. Note, your price quote here is your official price quote and does not need to be annotated in the IFB template that you will submit as part of your attachments. Note that selecting no bid means you don't wish to bid this item, while selecting no charge means you are offering this item free of charge to the state. Next, we will select the Questions tab. Any and all questions the state would like you to answer as it pertains to you submitting a quote for the given bid will be displayed here. The only exception would be if the questions were annotated on the Items tab per the item listed there. Some of these questions are mandatory and some may not be. In order to successfully submit your quote, you must provide an answer for all mandatory questions. If you miss a mandatory question, you will get a validation error shows up in red at the top of the screen. It will tell you which question you have missed and on which item it may be pertaining to. Questions can be in many formats. Once all questions are answered, you must select Save and Continue. The next tab is the Subcontractors tab. If you choose to use any subcontractors, you will need to list them here. To do this, your subcontractor must also be registered in Bidbuy, and you must then select them here on this tab. In order for your subcontractor to show up in this tab, you will need to have previously set them up in your account so that they can be selected here. If you do not have any subcontractors, then this tab you do not need to worry about. If you have questions on how to set up subcontractors, please contact the Vendor Help Desk. The next tab is the Notes tab. This is a tab where you can enter notes for yourself or other employees within your company to view. These notes are only viewable by your employees that you give permissions to within Bidbuy. These are not viewable by the state of Illinois. Moving along from left to right, the next tab is the Terms and Conditions tab. The official terms and conditions will be listed in the IFB template document attached to the bid here in the Terms and Conditions tab. This tab will be the most long and involved tab of your quote. You will see at a minimum the IFB template, which will act as your legally binding document to the contract in the event of an award, and also your single source of information about all things in relation to this current bid. You may also see different attachments as it pertains to specifications on the items. In this case, we see documents showing the layout of the baseball field as well as the perimeter fence specs. Any required documents needed for submission within your quote will either be listed here on this tab, or you will be expected to click the individual links for each additional mandatory form within the IFB template. These documents are no different than what you would do if you were submitting the quote by mail in paper form from the Illinois Procurement Bulletin. In this example, the most commonly used documents are already uploaded to this tab for easy access to you as the vendor. We would now complete any and all forms and then save them to your computer for later upload in the next tab. The next tab is the Attachments tab. Once you have read through the entire IFB template and have followed the links to other mandatory documents, then you should have a list of documents that you will need to affix to the Attachments tab to submit with your quote. In order to attach a document, you will need to have saved it to your computer in PDF format. Then select the Add File button and search for it on your computer. Then upload, save and exit, or save and continue. Continue doing this process until all documents have been uploaded to the Attachments tab. The last and final tab is the Summary tab. Here you will review all the information of your quote before you submit it. Once you are comfortable with everything on this tab and all your attachments are submitted, you will want to go back and look at any other questions that you may have missed and answer them now. Once all questions have been answered and there are no more validation errors at the top of the screen, you will want to scroll to the bottom of the screen on the Summary tab and click Submit Quote. This will submit your quote to the state of Illinois for tabulation at the time of the bid opening date. Upon clicking the Submit Quote button, the page will refresh and the Summary tab of the quote will then be displayed. At the top of the tab, you will see a green hyperlink that says, Go back to bid. Select this link and you will be taken back to the Bid Summary tab. Here you can submit yet another quote if you choose as an alternate quote, or you can select the Exit button to go back to your home screen. If you would like to search for and find any previous quotes to include the one we just submitted, you must go back to the home screen, then select the Quotes tab, and then select the sub-tab Submitted. Here you will see all the quotes you have submitted. Now you're done and you await the tabulation of the bid. With any luck, our bid will be picked as the winner. Then we will have a new contract with the state of Illinois. If you are awarded the contract, then you will receive an automated email notifying you of such. Please join me in the subsequent video on how we as the vendor are awarded a contract. If you have any further questions in regards to the process of submitting an electronic quote for an IFB, please reach out to the vendor help desk and we would be more than happy to help you.